Hello, and welcome to Something to Talk About from the Bainbridge Island Senior Community Center, sponsored by Fieldstone Communities of Bainbridge Island. Fieldstone offers assisted living and independent living and memory care all up on Rolling Bay. And you can find out more about them by giving them a call. They have respite programs and day stay as well. And so let me give you their phone number in case you would like to schedule a tour of their facilities. It's 360-594-1010. Also, we like to begin these programs by acknowledging that we are meeting on the ancestral homelands of the Coast Salish people, specifically the Suquamish tribe. We are grateful for their hospitality, for the stewardship of these lands and waters since time immemorial, and we are working to be good neighbors to them. Today, we're going to be talking about the Bainbridge Island Senior Community Center's website, a little tour to see if you can help you find your way around when you find yourself looking for information about the Senior Community Center. So I'm going to share my screen and put up our website, which is biseniorcenter.org. And so the way that you find it is just go to your web browser and type in biseniorcenter.org. And you'll see that across the top of the page, there are a variety of drop-down menus, which show you other ways to get into the site as a whole. There's also a couple of buttons over here, donate button, which takes you directly to our donate page and information about both just giving a gift online or finding out more about planned giving. We'll take a look at that in a moment. And there's a Find Us button. We'll look at that. And then up at the top, there are some icons that don't really say what they are. F is for Facebook. This little camera-looking thing is for Instagram. And this funny little carrot deal here is that is a link to our YouTube channel. So we'll visit all of those in a little bit. Go down the page a little further. You can see that we have just some announcements on the front page about our hours, both for the center as a whole and then the thrift store, which is open fewer hours. And we often have a link to some sort of activity or program on our website. Right now, we're featuring a series of photos from Rob Wagoner, and the pictures are in our lobby, but you can also look at them here on our website by clicking on this link here. Then an announcement of an upcoming activity. This is a reminder that we have a fundraiser for LGBTQ students coming up this Saturday. And so you can find activities or other things pointed out right there. And then our mission and vision statement. And below that, you can see that when we post things on our Facebook page, they also show up here. So this is an announcement that we're having another in our series of Aging Mastery coming up. But these things, this and the headlines up above change all the time. Then you can see that we have some other links that are duplicative of what's in the drop-down menu. What's up, our calendar and activities, the My Active Center, which is a link so that you can actually sign up for programs online. If you have FOB, you have a little key code that you get when you join. And if you've misplaced yours, just ask at the front desk. And if you're a member in good standing, we're happy to issue you a new one. And then online version of our Splash newsletter, which comes out every 2 months. Our sponsorship, and then across the bottom, there are some more links. Like if you are not a member but would like to still get our email, you can sign up for the email here. This is another link to how you can use you can sign up online. You can renew your membership. And there are a couple ways to do that. And then another link to the My Active Center, which is this activities. I saw, Joan, you had your hand up. Did you have a question?
Yes. What happens when your little doohickey starts pulling apart that you have to check in with?
So that we call it a fob, and
The fob.
and it It looks like this.
Yes, that's
It looks
right.
it looks like this, and it's
Yes.
it is set up with a um it's just laminated, so it comes apart. And mine, for example, has broken because I was
Mine is
wearing it.
starting to come apart.
So all you have to do is just take that to
Read,
the
read,
yes, Joan.
read.
Yes.
Mine is starting to come apart. Can I get a new one is what I want to know.
Yes. The answer is yes. Just come to
Thank
the
you,
front
sir.
desk. Just come to the front desk and ask
I'll
for a
take
new
care of
one,
that. Yes,
and we will give you a new fob if it
okay.
is coming apart.
It
And
is.
okay, so going back to the website, at the bottom, you can see that there are some of these links. And then the last thing I was going to point out is that we, with a number of other nonprofits, have a website for resources, and it's called the Bainbridge Island Resource Directory, BIRD. So that's why we have the little bird logo for it. And if you click on that, that will take you to our sister site of resources that are useful for seniors and everybody, family members as well. So this is the BIRD, the BIRD website, which is put together by a number of collaborating organizations. And you can search for any kind of resources that you might need if you're looking to find out more about what might be available to you. Now, I use the back button there to go back to our website, biseniorcenter.org. And these links, as I said at the top, will take you to useful other locations, other websites. This F button goes to our Facebook page on Facebook, and I don't think you need to be logged in to look at what's going on there, but you can see the posts of, and this is that post we were just talking about, that we have an upcoming aging mastery program. So those things that are here also might, the top one might show up on our website. And then the next link here, going back to our website and finding the second link, is to Instagram. And we put up a series of pictures and stories on Instagram about things that are going on at the center. And so you can follow us on Instagram, and to make sure you find the right link, you can just go from our website. And the last one, which is one we get asked about quite a bit, is YouTube. So we keep a YouTube channel of these programs. So almost whenever we do a something to talk about, we're recording it like we are today, and then it's posted up on our website. So you can see this week recent conversations. We talked with Sue Constant at Woodward about values in action there earlier this week. Last week we talked with Greg Dronkert about the electric car share. Here's the exhibit of the photos that we were talking about on the homepage earlier. Will the circle be unbroken? And we have a whole series of playlists as well. So if you're interested in, say, seeing our programs about braiding sweetgrass, or you want to go back and look at a series of discussions Anne Lovejoy has had about gardening, you can click on playlists on our YouTube channel and see what those are. And there are a variety of different playlists that are right here for you to explore. And use the back button, go back to our website, biseniorcenter.org, and you can see.
Slow up.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So on our homepage, you can see that we have about 4 or 5 pictures that rotate through that highlight some of the activities that go on at the Senior Center. This is a picture from our resource fair recently. And then this is from a bike tour. Members of the Senior Center, led by Patty Lyman, went on the trip. This is a Medicare information session. We have those fairly regularly. We're right now in the middle of Medicare re-registration time. And then this is a example of intergenerational activities. We had a young man this summer come and play chess with some of our Senior Center members, and that chess game is continuing on to this day. So there are people playing every week you can come in and find somebody to play chess with. So then, as I was saying, this is the navigation, and you can click on these and you'll see that there are more links as you go down each of these. The About Us is an overview of what the Senior Center is. Benefits is a link to our join page, but it also includes a list of all the sponsors who support us through Fob Friday. So we were mentioning that Fob a minute ago. At many area merchants on Fridays, you can get 10% off by showing them your Senior Community Center Fob. There's information about volunteering. So if you wanted to download a volunteer application form, you could do that here. Another link to donate. Our board and staff link also includes a link to all of the minutes from the board of directors meetings and our financial forms. And then the partners page shows some of the logos of some of the organizations that we work with closely on Bainbridge. We have a couple of ways that you can find out about what's going on here at the center. Under What's Up and Newsletter are two great ways to find out about that. We have a calendar that we use mostly to promote the upcoming discussions on this program, something to talk about. So you can see that right there is a highlight for today that says navigating our website. And here I am doing it. And it was scheduled for today. And then you can see next week we have a braiding sweetgrass program. And
Yes.
and then on the 1st, John Chen will be back with another tech talk. And so and I try to keep up with this, but this can be a little touch and go. It's one of those things I need to do, and it's maybe the last thing that I get done sometimes. But we try to schedule the talks certainly at least a week in advance, sometimes longer. And then there are other pages here that talk about the groups and activities. And they are an overview of the stuff that might be also available in our newsletter that you get mailed to you twice or every 2 months, rather, not 6 times a year, every other month. We're about to have one come out right now. Under Learn More, we have some of the videos that I showed you on YouTube are replicated here. And then we have information about other resources like Meals on Wheels and information about how this building might be used as an emergency hub. Under Newsletter, we have a link to our Splash, which is the bi-monthly publication we were just talking about. And the one that we're currently working off of is September, October. So if I click on that, it'll open up a PDF of Adobe file of the Splash for September, October. And in about a week, it will instead show the Splash for November, December, which is right now at the printers. But that's a way that you can online get a copy of what also will be mailed to you if you are a member of the Senior Center, which is a list of all of our activities coming up in the next couple months. Then on that same page is, let me see if I can get back to it. On that same newsletter page is an embedded version of the most recent newsletter, although I'm a week off. But ideally, this is where I would have posted the newsletter. So this is the latest information that comes in to your mailbox on Monday mornings, and we put a copy of it here. And if you are not a member, but you still want to get the email, you can sign up for the email here. Oh, and this reminds me that there's another calendar under What's Up. I forgot to show you. On the calendar page at the top of the page, there's a download calendar. And if you click on this, it gives you a printable version of what activities are happening each day of the week. So you can see that today is Wednesday the 25th. And so there's gentle chair yoga and line dancing today. Tomorrow is that chess game we were talking about at 8:30 in the morning. And then there are programs that are online as well, like the Something to Talk About program. And we'll be putting up a new one of these next week for November. So that's under calendar, which is under what's up. Okay, then under galleries, we have some pictures. This is just kind of a fun place to go. We have pictures of
Yes.
events that have taken place. So we try to capture some of the activities that go on and put together a slideshow of some of the stuff that we do here. And that's a fun way to go back in time, see your friends, see yourself, see what you look like in costume at Halloween 3 years ago to remember what you want to do this year. And then also another gallery section is the art section. And we get about once a month, we get a gallery submitted by a member of the Bainbridge Island Photo Club, which meets here, is a sister organization to us. And you can see the images. This is that circles slideshow that we were talking about a minute ago that there was a link off the front page to. And then we have information about our thrift store, which is open Monday through Thursday from 10 to 1 and Friday from 10 to 4. And if there are special activities or information, you can find that here. And then you can always figure out how to contact us off the contact list. It gives us our email and phone number, etc. And then under donate, here is a link to how you can donate through One Call for All, with the campaign that's going on now, or how you can donate directly through PayPal to us. Now, note, you don't need to have a PayPal account to use this service. It's just we're using PayPal as our card manager. So you are able to put your credit card number in and it just goes directly into our account. There's another link in here that some folks who are watching might find useful, planned giving options. And we have a lot of information about if you are interested in including us in a bequest or a will or be a contingent request. If for some reason you have somebody named in your will, but if they're not able to take your bequest after your death, you can make it a contingent bequest that then the gift might go to the senior center. It's part of a program that we support called Leave 10 Kitsap, which is the idea that if everybody left 10% of their estate, and you do not have to have a big estate to have an estate, that 10% can go a long way to funding and supporting nonprofits. A little bit from everybody makes a big difference. So that's something that you might think about when you, for example, the proportional bequest is the idea of, okay, of my residual assets at the point that I die, 10% should go to the Bainbridge Island Senior Community Center or the charity of your choice. The last thing I wanted to point out about here was that if you are interested in renewing your membership, and we're in the middle of membership renewal time, it's just $20 a calendar year, you can use that same PayPal tool to click under renewals. If you're just joining, what happens is that you fill out an online application form that tells us all about you. And then at the bottom, it asks you to submit the cash payment of $20 through PayPal, or that you're going to send us a check. But if you're renewing, you don't need to go through filling out that whole form again unless your address has changed or you're using a new email or something like that, in which case we'd really appreciate it if you do update it. You can just use this Buy Now button and it will open up a PayPal window. And then if you do not have a PayPal account, you just click down here where it says pay with a debit or credit card. And then you could either enter as a guest or continue to payment. So you need to you do not need to set up a PayPal account to do it. So the other way that you can pay for activities and classes here is this button at the bottom that is, and also on the homepage, that is registering for activities on My Active Center. So if you have one of those fobs, you can set up an account on our My Active Center website, and you can search for programs here. So let's say that you were going to sign up for Pilates. It's $6. So you would need to go to the class that you wanted to sign up for. Next one is November 1st. So I sign up for that. It's going to ask me for my email and my password. And to set up my email and password, I need to have put in that code, that X number, including the X that's on the back of my fob. And then I've put mine and my wife's accounts together. If you do have a partner, you can sign up for both of you to sign up for activities this way. And once you sign up for an activity, in this case, it's Pilates, a little a reminder will go off. Oops, I guess I didn't quite sign up for it. Let me go back. Let me try to go back. It is still the internet after all. Okay, I'm going to go to Pilates. I'm going to sign up. I'm signed in, so it will let me register. And then I can go to my little checkout. And it should have shown me that I have items in my cart. Let me see if I can do that again. So the issue with this, if you sign up for a class that has a fee, oh, here, I forgot a button. You have to add to cart. Then it says, okay, are you both signing up for this? No, I'm the only one who's going to Pilates. So I add it to my cart. And then it will show up at the top of the page in my shopping cart, or you can click it here or see it up here. It's lit. So if I click on my shopping cart, then it will ask me to please put in a credit card number to pay for it. If I don't put in the credit card number and pay for it, I end up on the waiting list, which means I'm not really registered for the class. Now, if you're signing up for a class that doesn't have a fee, then it won't put you on the waiting list because it's not waiting for your payment. So the key is, if you're signing up for a paid class, you need to complete the transaction with an online credit card if you want to make sure you're in. Rita, you have a question?
Yeah, so if I put money every month on my account, say I put $100 in the beginning of the month. So somebody goes at the end of the day and reconciles that, or how? Because I haven't figured out a way to,
Right. Right. So this is a frustrating element of the my senior center, is that they don't have the technology yet where you can spend money from your wallet to
Right.
pay. Ideally, what would happen is if you had $100 on account, you could either pay with a credit card or pay with your wallet, which
Right.
is what we call the online account. And I know one of the good things about the My Active Center program is that they're always updating it. And I
Right.
know they are working on this issue, but right now, the only way to do it would be to call the senior center or send us an email and say, I registered for, and I'd like you to take the money out of my wallet. Right now, I mean, or you can always just call us and say, or email us and say, I'd like to sign up for Pilates, take the money out of my wallet. You don't need to go through My Active Center. It's not perfect, and I'm hoping that it will improve.
Okay, I'm just wondering, so I just
No.
have to be sure and call.
I know it's confusing. You can also always sign up at the desk when you're leaving the last class, if you know you're going to be back
Right.
for tomorrow's sale.
Okay.
Thank you. Joan.
No, she's answering my questions. She's asking all my questions.
Right, and I hope I'm answering them, though not maybe in exactly the way we'd like, but there you go. Yeah, and I do notice, I mean, for example, I noticed some changes in my senior center, the back end website that we use, that powers all of these calendars and so forth, just yesterday. So there are always little updates going on, and I have talked to them. They know that we are not the only ones. There are a few thousand senior centers who use this software, and it was developed and is being developed by people who used to work for senior centers. So they They know our pain.
I have one more question, Reed.
Yeah,
Okay, so, you know, on Monday when I get the email that says, shows all the activities and it's got the link for the Zoom meeting. That's fine, as long as, and if I remember to say, you know, mark this as unread so I can go back. I have not been able to find out a way easily to go to my senior center to look for that Zoom link or how to save that Zoom link so that it's always there, because I mean, that's how I do it, but I'm going, shouldn't it be on that front page all the time?
so are we talking about for this meeting?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so there are a
on
couple,
Monday-
so there are a couple of things that we can do. So under newsletter, this is the newsletter, and so if you went on newsletter, it would be there right here.
Okay, but what I do is I get the email
Right, and then you try to save the email.
and I save the email because the link is there. Otherwise, I've got to go in.
So
I
you
don't
could
know
go,
where.
right, so you
I
could
have-
go to our website. If you can't find the email or don't want to look for it, just click
Right.
on newsletter. And the link will be right there under the thing. Here it is. Join us on Zoom. This is the something to talk about.
Okay, I'll try that.
And then
I-
there's another way you could do it if you wanted, which is you can use my Active Center. And here's another link to there's a couple ways to get to my Active Center. There's down here
Okay.
in the drop-down menu. There's
Okay.
also here.
Just show me one way. Just show me one way.
Anyway, so, and then it takes you to that same page. And if you looked here for something to talk about, it's free.
Right.
You could register for all the something to talk about.
Right. Right.
And then it's $0. I'm just going to sign myself up. I don't want to bother my spouse with that. I have other things I bother her with.
I'm
Let's see,
sure.
and then I register. Then what's going to happen is that since I'm signed up for something, I'm going to get a reminder for each of these. And on my calendar, here are the something to talk about that I signed up for. And it will
Right.
send me a link to this Zoom. So that should help too. That's another way to do it.
All right.
But yes, Joan.
Okay, so I'm registered for that hour tomorrow morning or half hour tomorrow morning for mindful meditation.
Right.
And Mary tells me that I will get a Zoom. Will
You'll
that
get-
Zoom, a Zoom, whatever?
Right.
She says it'll come in on my internet. Is that right?
Yeah. So it will show up in your email. It will come from
Yes.
It will come from BI Senior Center at myactivecenter.net. That will be the email address. So you might, the first time you do it,
Okay.
have to look in your spam or junk file. But it will say, the headline will be, in your case, Joan, you have an upcoming activity. So you can
Okay.
also search for the phrase, Rita, you have an upcoming activity. Lena, you have an upcoming activity. Sheila,
Okay.
you have an upcoming activity. Pick your own name. Don't
Wonderful.
use somebody else's. And then
Wonderful.
when you do that, it will show up as a and I'll show you what the email looks like. You have okay, so here's what it looks like. The email will look like this. It's from BI Senior Center at myactivecenter.com. The subject line is your name here. You have an upcoming activity. And then it tells you, in my case, I was the event host, but it won't say you're the event host if you're not. Waterfront Book Group or Mindful Meditation is starting at whatever time it is.
Then click to join.
And you click this, it takes you to a page where you wait, because you'll get the email about an hour beforehand. the meeting becomes active about 10 minutes beforehand. And so at the time, you can click on this join meeting button and then it will start the meeting for you. And that's what will happen to you on Thursday for mindful meditation.
So I can just sit and wait for it. Is that right?
Yeah,
After
you
I,
should. I think mindful meditation is at 9:10,
yes,
which
9 o'clock.
means that at about 9 o'clock, the video should be live, and so you can join us then.
So if I click on it, if I'm on my internet at 8 o'clock, will it be there waiting for me?
No, because you won't have the email until about 8:15 or so.
Oh, okay.
And then the email will show up and it will take you to that page. But if you click on join meeting, it will say the meeting is not started yet.
Mhm.
So you have
Okay.
to wait until about 5 or 10 minutes before
Let's
the
hope
meeting
we get
starts.
into it. Okay.
Yeah, and we will try, obviously we do our best to help you if you're 10 minutes before and you can't seem to
Oh, yeah.
find the, yeah, call us 842-1616.
Yes.
And we do our best to try to field those calls. But once you do it a time or two,
Mhm.
it works out pretty well. It's pretty easy.
Mhm.
And like this meeting, we tend to use the same ID over and over again for meditation, but not for a lot of these programs because we have they're scheduled in a way that we just ask Zoom for the number just a few minutes before it gets started. So that's what I know about that. Let's see, there's a couple of notes in the chat. Let's see. Oh, Lena is asking about the Zoom link through the calendar. So so we showed you the calendar there where all the upcoming events are on something to talk about. And in each of those events, if you open them, and I can show you this again as long as we're here. If you go to the events, and I'll just share this so you can see how you get there again. You go to the What's Up, check out the calendar, and then you go down and say, okay, I'm looking at, going to go to the navigating our website. And here's a description of it. And there's a link right there too. So you can also find the event through the calendar. Next Wednesday at this time, John Chen will be talking about Apple tools and tips, things that also may apply to other operating systems. So there's the link. You're all set.
Huh.
Great.
And those are some overviews of ways that you can engage with our content. Sheila, I saw you just turned on your camera. Do you have a comment or question?
Nope.
Oh, you're just saying hi. Okay.
No, sorry I'm late.
No, I saw you here a little while. Anyway, I'm hoping that this is a useful overview. And if you have suggestions about other things that we can do a little presentation about, please just drop me a mail at reed@biseniorcenter.org, and we'll do our best to provide the information that is helpful for you to make the most out of the Senior Community Center.
I have to get on and find out what happened at the first half hour of this.
Oh, you missed it.
I know.
Well, that's the beauty of the YouTube, which is where we started. You can find it on YouTube at youtube.com/BI Senior Center. So if you miss something to talk about, not all hope is not lost.
I'm so glad.
Okay, you guys have a lovely afternoon.
And
Thanks so
nothing on
much, Reed.
Friday, right?
Thank you, Reed, very much.
You're welcome.